Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and place to be, it's Deb C. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Happy Saturday. I'm filming this on Saturday, you're seeing this on Saturday, and it's my vacation! It's officially my staycation, my summer staycation. If you don't know, I'm off this coming week because my birthday is Monday. And much like Heinz, I'm gonna be 57. Deb's 57, almost. Another thing I want to address. This is a look that very few people can pull off. I am not included in that group of people who can pull it off. First I was like, it looks adorable. It's keeping the hair off my face. And I'm like, ugh, I don't really care. There's two things that can happen here in Western Pennsylvania. It can either be pouring down rain, which usually happens, or it can be blazing hot, which is what it's going to be starting tomorrow. Today it's going to be like high 80s, and next week it's going to be like low to mid 90s, which I hate. This look is courtesy of me having to do some maintenance work on my mustache. Because true story, I was heading up to pick up my Walmart order and do a little shopping. And I looked in my mirror and I sure enough did have what looked like the start of an Albie In case you want to know what Albie looks like, I'm going to put a picture here somewhere. I'm going to put it here somewhere and you'll see. I had the start of an Albie or maybe like, you know, like a DeBarge. So I came home, did this, and I just kept this in. And you guys obviously don't watch my videos for like beauty and she's beauty and grace. She's Miss United States. You don't watch it for that at all. So, okay, first of all, I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend and a great day. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this, the reason why you're here, and it's because of Sister Wives. This is the one-on-one. This is the final episode of the one-on-one. Sister Wives Tell Almost Nothing. Okay, so we pick up on the luggage rack. Yep. Here's the thing. The luggage rack is a metaphor. Correct. I forget who said it's a metaphor. Correct, it's a metaphor. Cody and Robin didn't get that it's a metaphor. It doesn't surprise me that they didn't understand it. We find out Robin always got the luggage rack. And here's the thing. To some people, the luggage rack might be stupid, and trivial and pointless. But the luggage rack, to some of the people, like Christine and Janelle, represented how Cody viewed himself in that marriage. So it's not stupid because it meant something. What the true representation of the luggage rack meant something to other people. It might not have to you, but it did to them. And the crazy thing was, seriously, when they asked Cody about the luggage rack, who got the luggage rack whenever you and Christine went on your honeymoon, and he wants us to believe he's real smart, but then all of a sudden he's like, what do you mean? We went in a car. We were in a car. And I thought, and then Suki said it, I thought, you spent your entire honeymoon in a car? Why would there be a luggage rack in a car? No. So they discussed that, but then they started on the looks being very important for Cody. And listen, I'm just going to say this. Amen for David, because David laid it all out. Listen, David has dated some women that were in polygamy, and his sisters were in polygamy and had gotten out. And he nailed it right on the head. I liked everything that he said except for one statement, one word. And he had said polygamy is really just all about control for the man. Like, the men want the women to be fighting so that I take it as that, so that he can come in and he can like save the day. And he's seen as like the hero, you know? Like I said, he's seen it with his sister. He's seen it with women that he's dated. The only thing that I did not like was when he said, the women who come from polygamy, who like get out of polygamy, they're ruined. My sisters were ruined. I didn't like that he used ruined, because a woman, you're not ruined. I think a better word that he could have used could have been traumatized, because the women aren't ruined. I mean, he's like, and then I was worried when I started dating Christine, but then I realized I found a diamond in the rough. I didn't like that he said ruined. I wish he would have said traumatized. They were asking Mary, do you think Cody puts himself first? And she was like, I don't know why they're saying that. I mean, I put myself first, and I'm sure Janelle and Christine puts themselves first. I don't think Cody puts himself first all the time. Listen, you might be correct. There might be one other person that he puts before himself, and that's Robin. But the only people that really he puts first are himself and Robin's children, I'm going to say. And like I said, of course, the other sister wives have put themselves first at times, but more often than not, especially with Christine, she put Cody first way more often, I think, than she put herself first. And Cody, listen, Cody was absolutely all about the looks. Like he can say he wasn't, and it's just, it's just them trying to badmouth him and talk dirty about him. But you know what? He absolutely puts a big emphasis on looks. That being said, if he puts such a big emphasis on looks, why does he have that hairdo? I mean, the ramen noodles, your hair is thinning, and you got these ramen noodles on the top of your head. Why don't you just shave it off? I mean, when they started this, I wouldn't say that he was gorgeous, but he wasn't as bad looking as he is now. Or when they show pictures of him when he was younger, he's a good looking guy. I mean, if you're so into looks, you worry so much about it, why not do something with your hair? Like, I say that when my hair's looking like this. But then again, I'm not all about looks at all, as you can tell. Okay, so Cody, I have a note here. Cody's living in Delulu land in my mind, because he really thinks that all Christine and David do are just sit around and talk about him and Robin. That's all they do. Here's a news break. You're on a TV show. Everybody's on a TV show. When you're on that TV show, that's what the TV show is about. I mean, you got 3 ex-wives. I'm sure that there's ex-wives out there that are very amicable and very friendly with their ex-husbands or their spouses, their ex-spouses. But maybe not 100% of the time. This is a TV show where the producers are probably, saying, hey, you need to talk about this, about your ex-husband. I mean, they've been on this show for like years now. Like this is what, the 19th season. So that's what they do. They talk about each other. And Cody says he really only ever got nasty whenever they had each divorced him and talked about him. And that was his way of like counterpunching out at them. But listen, he's saying that he didn't get nasty until they separated. But to be honest with you, I feel like he was nasty. He got nasty with Christine even like right when she left him. And I think that's the reason and the reason why I think he has such like a deep animosity towards Christine is because of the fact that she was the first one to get out. And the other two then saw, hey, I can get out of this too. I don't have to stick around for this. I can get out. She showed that there was a pathway out, and he didn't like that. That's why I think that's one of the main reasons, probably the main reason why I think he doesn't like her. Well, that and the lawsuit. Cody says, and then Cody, here's the thing. Cody will talk, sometimes when he's talking about Christine, he'll talk in like a normal voice, but then he'll like lower it and be like, I don't think we should talk about that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, I don't really think we should talk about that. That compared to this, I really don't think that we should talk about that. Which one is more ominous? Like, he does that. He's done that several times when talking about Christine. And he does it again. He's like, it wouldn't be wise for David to try to get me to sit down with Christine. Listen, because he says there's another level of animosity for Christine. I doubt that David is really going to try and get you to sit down and talk to Christine. I highly doubt that. Okay. So they talk about how Cody and Robin met, and it made me want to throw up in my mouth. Like, I felt like I was going to throw up in my mouth. Here's another thing. JC, the man up above, I'm going to speak for him, and I'm going to say he don't want the title of your wingman. I'm just going to say, I don't go to church a lot. I don't pray a lot except whenever, like it's playoff season and I need my team to win, or any one of my friends are like, can you send a prayer out? If I send a prayer out at that time, he's going to be like, the guy upstairs is going to be like, who are you again? And that's when I put Dolly on it. But I don't think he wants that title. I'm going to speak for him. He don't want that title. So he's saying how it went was he saw her at church and he locked eyes with her and he could not look away. And she said there was like a thunderbolt that went through her body and he was looking at her and he held her gaze and he was looking at her. And finally she looked away and he was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was just staring at her. She has to be somebody's wife. She has to be somebody's wife. I mean, oh my gosh. But I was like, he was like just struck, like he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe that such an angel existed. So the question was, listen, hey, Mary, so you introduced them. She's like, I did not introduce them. Don't get me on that. So what they were doing, how they met was, I guess they were talking, Mary and Cody were talking to some neighbors, and Robin was there. And Cody went over and tried to he didn't bring up the fact that he was staring at her, like a weirdo at church. And he was just trying on a fishing expedition, being like, so, hey, how's your husband doing? And, does he leave the toilet seat up? He didn't say that. But he's on a fishing expedition. So they get in the car and Mary was like, Mary was talking to Robin the whole time. She's like, I caught a vibe. I felt like, we could be really good friends. So they get in the car and she's like, hey, she was cute. Why don't you jump on it, jump on and on it. So why don't you jump on it? He's like, oh shit souls, maybe I will. So he, the rest is history. And he says listen, I only felt that with Robin. I didn't feel that with anybody else. But then Christine comes out and Christine's like, and I don't understand. Listen, I'll get to this later, but Christine was like, no, the same thing happened. I was young. She was young. And she was like, I saw him at church in the hallway, and I felt like a lightning bolt went through me, and I stared at him, and we just had this connection, and I couldn't believe it. And apparently in their book, I'm gonna have to get their book. Apparently in their book, like, he mentions that he kind of felt the same way when he saw Christine. I'm gonna have to get that book, and I'm gonna have to read it. We might have to have a Sister Wives book club. Okay, so here's the thing with Christine. Christine was like, yeah, that happened to me too. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, there are times when Christine is like hurt by things that he did, or she's trying to put like I wouldn't put any good memories out there. I don't want to say I would. No, I probably wouldn't put any good memories out there. I wouldn't hold on to this whole, like, when I saw him, it was like a thunderbolt of lightning, very, very frightening me, little Galileo. There's a lot of singing in this today. Okay, so listen. And the tea with Janelle. Janelle was like, listen, Cody and Robin, they courted for like a year, which is not usual. It's unusual in their church to court for like a year. She's like, girl, if I had a year to figure this shit out and we courted for like a year, I probably would have never married him, if we're being honest. But then she says, well, you know what though? I mean, she's not going to trash it all. She's like, I'm not going to trash all of it because look at what I got from it. Meaning she has some amazing kids. She has amazing children. You know, she's not going to do that. Cody says, listen, polygamy doesn't work if you fall in love. And I fell in love hard. We know who he's talking about. He's talking about Diesel Jeans model. My Diesel Jeans model, Sobbin' Robin. Question is monogamy enough to sustain Cody and Robin? Okay, so then we have like this earth-shattering, it's so earth-shattering, I can't think of the word. This earth-shattering news that just drops on us. That listen, when Cody before he was in plural marriage, like when he was just a youngins, I don't know if it was in college or if it was in high school, he had some, it sounds like to me, he had some schmexers. He got schmexy before he was married. He told Mary, but here's the thing. He told 2 of the 4 wives. He told Mary, and of course, you know, he told Robin. He didn't tell anybody else because he didn't feel safe with them, which to me, I don't understand why wouldn't you feel safe with them? Like, what do you mean? That doesn't make, what do you mean? It's just like, I should insert that gift, that video of Jennifer Lawrence going, what do you mean? What do you mean about that? It's just like when he said earlier in another episode that I was afraid of what Mary would do. Like, and Janelle was like, what do you mean? Do you think she was going to be like a psycho killer or something? I wasn't safe with them. What does that mean? Because immediately afterward, they tell Janelle. Janelle was laughing. She was like, I could give a shit that he didn't tell me. Who really cares? If he would have told me, I would have been like, okay, well, there's that. I guess that's all right. But here's the thing. And the question was, what made Janelle and Christine unsafe? He really didn't answer it. But then a little bit later on, he says that he didn't have like him and Christine and him and Janelle, they didn't have the depth of intimacy, which that's really me trying to figure out what that means. So when he was getting intimate with Christine and Janelle, it was just like to meet his primal needs. And I guess with like Mary and Robin, it was like, you know, I'm not just piercing your vagina, I'm piercing your soul. I don't know. I guess that's what the case was, because he was like with Robin. It was the reason why I feel so safe with her is because she laid me down. What was it? She laid me down in a rose garden of trust. I saw this one person on TikTok that made like, it looked like a Harlequin romance novel cover where it was like Robin laid him down on this garden, what was it? On this rose garden of trust. It was like a whole bunch of roses and he's laying there. I don't understand. Oh, it was so stupid. But he's like, it was her intuition, because I guess she had like maybe premarital schmexers, you know, before she ever married. And it just like, I guess she realized that she was like, oh, did you have it too? So I guess that's what made her safe. I don't know. But now listen, he has said in the past, he didn't love them. And he just said now in this episode that polygamy doesn't work if you fall in love, which is shitty and terrible. How is a marriage supposed to work if you don't love someone? That doesn't make any sense. So polygamy should so it's just a bunch of loveless marriages. So he now says that he did love the other three. I'm thinking he's saying this because in his head, he's going to be like, oh, maybe my children are going to see this. And I've already trashed their mothers and said I didn't love them. And now they're going to see this and be like, oh, you really didn't love them. So, yeah, like I said, wait a minute. I thought he said you're not supposed to fall in love in polygamy. And he said, I fell hard. We know that was Robin. Okay, then they talk about Mormon naughty. Mormon naughty. Immediately as soon as he said Mormon naughty, I was like, are you talking about soaking? Which, if you don't watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, soaking was explained by Heather Gay. And basically what it is, I'm not going to say the parts, but I'm going to say there's a bun. And then a man puts a hot dog in. And that's it. And the bun and the hot dog, that's it. That's soaking. There's no movement or anything. It's soaking. So if you didn't know, that's what it is. As soon as he said Mormon naughty, I was like, were you soaking? So, they're talking about it, and then all of a sudden, oh, we've really crossed the line. You've crossed the line. I shouldn't be talking about this with anybody but my wife. You've crossed the line. He was the one that brought this up, by the way, this whole transgression. Okay. Now I finally remember the word transgression. Okay. So Christine brought up a good point. Listen, he felt safe with her, and she was like, this is a betrayal that he didn't tell us this. Are you surprised? Why are you getting upset now? You're done with him. He's out of your life. He's out of your life. That's a good song. Not when I sing it. But she's now wondering, she's like, they were close. He was close enough to tell her that. Wonder just how close they were during their engagement. She's like, I mean, she felt comfortable enough for him to come into her bedroom whenever they were engaged. So, you know. And then they showed those pictures, those engagement pictures. Who in the hell takes an engagement picture of you, of like you having your fiance up on your shoulders. That looked ridiculous. It didn't even, to me, it looked stupid. I wasn't even worried about the lustiness of it. I was like, it just looked ridiculous. Like, it looked stupid. I know somebody in the comments going to be like, this is how we did our engagement pictures. Good for you. I don't think it looks romantic is all. That's all. Okay. And then he once again goes on to criticize Suki for talking about his sex life, like his schmeck's life. And he does this. He's done this quite a few times on like the one-on-ones. Like, he'll get real smart with Suki. And she has come back. She has come back at him most of the time. Listen, you can tell there were times in this when you could tell that Suki was like, I can't, thank God that this is the final installment. I can't stand this son of a bitch. I just can't stand this man. And okay, so the question was this whole like, is Cody going to be enough for you, Robin? You really wanted the whole sister wives thing. You wanted to sit on the picnic table with your sister wives, drinking coffee and staring at the sunset. Is this going to be enough? And she's like, I'm going to stick around with him despite, wanting to be a sister wife. Would you do, but the question was, would you do it over again? And the question to him, to Cody was, would you do it again? And he says no. He means, would you do it again with these women? And he says no. Now listen, that's shitty, because if you went back in time and you didn't marry these other three women, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, then you wouldn't have your children. So you're saying you're okay with your children not being born. I think that's beyond shitty. Later on, he's like, I would do it again. You just said you wouldn't. I think you thought what the optics were looking like on that, and you changed your answer real quick. They had that flashback to Sedona where they all went and they met with like a couple therapists. That was so terrible for Christine, because that's when she realized like where she stood in that whole scheme of things, how little she mattered to him. That was terrible. I mean, and honestly, Cody knew it was terrible. He didn't seem to really care that much. Mary believes that polygamy can work, but she wouldn't want to do it again. Cody says he would never try plural marriage again because I already know that we failed at it. Correct. He could never do it again because he will always have a favorite. And that's just not fair. That's just not fair to the other women, to the other sister wives. Robin was like, I'm a little hesitant right now. Like, she's like, I don't know. She says, I would maybe do it in the future only if like I had a guarantee from JC himself. Like, there would need to be a burning bush. There would have to be a real big message saying it's okay. And if Cody was like all in for it, and that's the only way, you know she would do it. Come on. She just wants sister. I don't understand why she wants sister wives so badly. Why don't you just make friends? Why don't you just make friends who aren't fucking your husband? Why don't you make friends with people who aren't getting it on with your husband? Oh my God. And you know what song that brings up? If you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends. I've never understood that. I've never understood that lyric. That makes no sense. So Janelle says she wouldn't say no to polygamy, but it's just not really an option for her. She's like, I'm living in the South. We don't got a lot of that. But she is open to monogamy. But the thing she's not open to is these crazy dating sites. And I agree with you. Don't get on dating sites. Don't do any dating sites. because you're going to be murdered. It's not, I'm going to be watching something on Dateline about you, or on ID, or Hulu or something, or Netflix. Janelle says, listen, I'm not asexual. I just because I didn't want to do like a whole bunch of PDA, that doesn't mean that I'm asexual. It's just, calm down, folks. Calm your tits. David and Christine, David's like, I'm going to put her on Farmers Only. And here's the funny thing. It's good for her. But here's the funny thing. My father, years ago, he was like, he signed me up for a profile on Farmers Only. It's for people who own farms. I don't own a farm. And as a matter of fact, if you know me and you've watched any of my videos, you know that I hate what? But I'm not good at bugs or any small creatures. I'm just not. I'm not a fan of like doing stuff outside. So if you had farming, meaning like something indoors that did not involve dirt, you know, I don't know, like Farmville on like a game maybe? I don't know. Yeah. And you know the number of times I checked that profile? 0. So, okay. The question was, Janelle, she said to Janelle, Suki said to Janelle, she's like, maybe we'll get you all on a couch one day. She's like, maybe that could happen. That ain't ever gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. Mary was like, listen, if we all let go of our shit and people changed, we could do that. No, they would never get on a couch together. Like, ever. There's no way that Cody would sit on a couch with Christine, because he's an asshole. Okay. And then Cody has to be like, Cody tries to be like real like prolific and everything with his quotes. And he's like, well, I wouldn't miss the pain, but I would have missed the dance. Listen, all right, Garth. It's not giving me Garth Brooks as much as it's given me Chris Gaines. Like, if you don't remember, when Chris Gaines came out and he was like this alter ego. It was Garth Brooks. This is given more Chris Gaines than like Garth Brooks. So yeah, basically he's saying, no, I would do it all over again, which you before you just said, no, I wouldn't. So which is it? You're worried about the optics. So that was it. This is the final episode. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here. I mean, we'll see. So if you watched, listen, let me know what you thought. If nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another and treat each other the way you would want to be treated. Always be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. Let's hydrate often with some water, which I have to start to do today because it's been iced coffee central. And number 4, if you're in a dangerous situation, please know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and positive energy your way so that you make it through. Love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what for, but it'll be for something. So I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe, probably. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye, guys. Love ya.